Hey guys, Dr. Noah, Dr. Wanda Lee. We were just having a chuckle just 1 second ago about uh, our topic today, which is calming the mind. Our minds are racing every which way from a variety of different reasons. But regardless, it's a topic that needs to be talked about, that we need to bring to our audience, that we need for ourselves as well, because this is an incredibly challenging times. And I do a few things that help calm my mind, even though my mind is always racing. I'm constantly working at it, constantly working at it. And I know you do too, Wanda Lee. Um, I've started a new meditation course. I use a specific headset for almost 2 years that we're going to touch base on. But when I think of when I mention calming the mind, even in this challenging time, Wanda Lee, what do you think? What comes to your mind?
Well, in what comes first to my mind when you say that is letting go. Because we all are used to being busy. We're used to having, kind of an agenda and a plan of what we're going to do and goals and structure and lists and all of that. And that's kind of topsy turvy right now. So for me, not too much plans actually works better because I'm a list maker and a ticker. There's nothing that makes me happier than crossing things off my to-do list. And when you can't do that, having that list is a heavy load to carry. So I'm actually trying to let go of some of those expectations and some of those what you should be doing or what other people are doing, and really just being a little bit more present in the moment.
Yeah, that just brought something to mind. I didn't even think about this. We as an accountability group set our yearly goals and our quarterly goals, and our quarterly goals were due last week, April 1st. And you had this suggestion to let's just do April. Let's just set four goals business, four to five goals business, four to five goals personal, just on April, just to help us stay in the moment. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. Who did you get that idea from? I don't remember.
Actually, my husband belongs to another group called the Vitality Engine with Brandy and Don McDonald. Hi, Brandy and Don. And they were talking about it on their accountability calls, and it really resonated with me because I'm a planner, and I find myself somewhat paralyzed about that right now.
Yeah. So I think that's great. So if you're a goal setter or goal planner or objective writer, I think maybe decreasing your time frame to a month, a couple weeks could be really, really beneficial. Uh, for me, I'm a checker too. And every morning, every Sunday morning, I write my list for the week. Every single morning, I write my list for the day, and I'm checking that off, and I'm working on eliminating that a little bit as well to just keep myself in the present because I need to be in the present. I got two kids homeschooling right now, as most people do listening, and so do you, Wanda Lee. And we have Easter coming up and Passover coming up, and um, small business loan things coming up that we have to really be present about during this unprecedented time. Uh, but when we were first brainstorming about this, what came to mind was meditation has always been something of a great challenge for me. Um, and about 2 years ago, and I think you might use this in your clinic, or you interviewed him. You interviewed Patrick Porter from Brain Tap on the podcast, and that's maybe 2 years back, but it's Brain Tap. It's Patrick Porter, and he's come up with this incredible headset that uses isochronic tones and binaural beats and soundtracks, and there's I think like 800 of them, or maybe even more, in their app to help your mind into your brain to come into the present, to relax, to get into meditative state. And I've used this every single day, 1 to 2 times a day, for whenever I purchased it, maybe a year and a half ago. And it was one of the best things I did in 2019 for sure. But I still do. I had this inkling that I didn't want to have to rely on an app, and there are tons of great meditation and mindfulness apps that I'm a fan of, and I've used a lot of them, like Headspace. But I wanted to be able to learn or begin to learn how to meditate without using an app, without using a headset, not being bogged down by technology, and being able to anywhere at any time just learn to meditate. And the course that I chose to take was Ziva Meditation online with Emily Fletcher. And I'm like 11 days in, and it's hard. It's not hard, but it's challenging. My brain is racing, but I'm working through it, and I'm going to give it a real go. I already have my 66 or 3 month calendar kind of written out, like when I've done it twice a day for that many time, and to see how I'm progressing. But I can't speak highly enough about Emily Fletcher. I can't speak highly enough about her course. I can't speak highly enough about her book, Stress Less, Accomplish More. And if you're listening, Emily, out there, we've been trying to get you on the podcast. It hasn't happened yet, but we'd love to have you there. But I would highly encourage you guys to all check that course out. And this is something, I 2 years ago in one of my biohacking quarterly boxes, I got something from Emily and from Ziva. And then I listened to her book, and I still didn't take action. And then Mike took the online course, and I still didn't take action. And then Rob Wolf had her on her podcast. And then finally, after I heard that, I finally decided to take that course. And that's just an example of having to hear something 3, 4, 9, 28 times before you take action. So maybe somebody out there who's listening, who've heard of Emily Fletcher or Ziva Meditation, maybe this is your 4th or 5th time hearing it from somebody. Highly recommend that course. Sorry, talked a long time. Wanda Lee?
That's good. One of the things that we actually put on our clinic Facebook page yesterday, because it's easy for the squirrely brain to get going in there, is a challenge for everyone, that every time a negative or worrisome thought comes in, to quickly follow that with 3 gratitudes or 3 positive thoughts, just to help keep the balance in your own brain. I think we're probably pretty representative of a lot of people right now. We have parents that are older that you worry about in these kinds of scenarios. We have kids who are struggling with trying to do home schooling. We have our own small businesses and our own patients and clients that we worry about, as well as our own family. So there's lots of things that can sneak in there and kind of derail your thoughts. So having something that you can strategize with, because it's impossible to not have a negative thought. It's impossible to not worry, because it's going to happen. So then what do you do when that happens, so that you don't get down that rabbit hole too far? So if you can think of even one thing to be grateful for in that moment, but preferably 3, so you can outweigh it a little bit, I think that's something that everybody can do on the fly.
Yeah. I agree. And just to round out the whole Ziva meditation, what makes it so great is she starts out with mindfulness, then it goes into meditation, and then it goes into manifesting. And a big part of the manifesting is gratitude, like what you talked about, just finishing things off. Or what are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? And that's where, even to keep you in check on a day basis, for years. First, I did it in the actual journal and wrote it, and now I do it on an app on my phone. The 5-minute gratitude journal is a fantastic app that literally takes less than 5 minutes a day, but allows you to put, that what you're grateful for and a couple different things in a really simple codified app. I don't want to say the app is maybe $4.99. It's probably the best $4.99 I've ever spent to just focus on gratitude when I wake up in the morning and when I go to sleep.
Absolutely. There's probably nothing more powerful that you can do to calm your mind than to replant on that. If you plant weeds, you get weeds. If you plant flowers, you get flowers. So why not plant flowers?
And I just want to say to everybody out there that I don't have too much more to say, other than that I believe I am representative of a lot of people. I have those racing thoughts constantly. Like to get things done, like to do things, like to check off lists. And I want to say that's totally normal, but I also want to say that there's totally ways to eliminate that, reduce that, improve upon it, come to the present, come to your breath, meditate, And even things like yoga and things of that nature that we both are a big fan of, Wanda Lee, helps in that nature as well.
Moving is so important. Moving, like dance, walk, yoga, whatever it is, but that anxiety sits in your body. So you got to get that out too.
So I don't have much more to say. I don't know if you do, Wanda Lee, but what I'd like to say is if there's anything you'd like to share on what you guys do to stay into the present, to keep a calm, clear mind, we'd love to hear it because I know your comments will help somebody else.
Absolutely. And you know what? There's no wrong way and there's no right way. It's just your way. So for some people, it's learning, 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 and using this time to feel productive. For some people, it's doing nothing and watching Netflix, friggin' Tiger King all day long.
I'm done. Did you finish?
I did
Did you
finish it.
yet?
I did
I
finish
did
it.
too.
Yeah.
I did
But
too.
it's, whatever it is that you need to do for you, that's the right thing to do.
All right. Thanks, Wanda Lee. Have a
All
great
right.
day. Stay healthy and be awesome and never unawesome.
Bye-bye.